So I did a thing. A crazy, kinda dumb thing. I lived on $5 a day for a whole week. Yeah, you heard that right. $5. Why? Good question. Blame it on my competitive spirit. My buddy Steve, he's a real frugal dude, dared me, said I couldn't hack it. Challenge accepted. Listen, I love my fancy coffee as much as the next guy, but I also love a good challenge. Plus, I figured it'd be a hilarious story for the show. Spoiler alert, it was. Buckle up, folks, because it's about to get real. Like cheap. Day one was all about strategizing. I hit the grocery store with a mission, stretch those $5 as far as they could go. I bought a loaf of bread, some instant noodles, and a couple of bananas. Not exactly gourmet, but it would do. Breakfast was a slice of bread with a banana. Lunch, instant noodles. Dinner, more bread and another banana. By the end of the day, I was already feeling the pinch. But hey, I was still in the game. Day two, I woke up with a renewed sense of determination. I had to get creative. I found a community event offering free breakfast. Score! That saved me a meal. Lunch was another round of instant noodles, but dinner was a bit more interesting. I managed to whip up a simple stir-fry with some leftover veggies I found in the fridge. By midweek, I was getting the hang of it. I even found a few more free events to attend. Free concerts, free samples at the grocery store, and even a free yoga class. Who knew there were so many freebies out there? But it wasn't all fun and games. There were moments when I seriously questioned my sanity, like when I walked past my favorite coffee shop and smelled that heavenly aroma. Torture. But I pushed through. I had to. I couldn't let Steve win. By the final day, I was practically counting down the hours. But I made it. I survived on $5 a day for a whole week. Take that, Steve. It was tough, no doubt about it. But it was also eye-opening. I learned a lot about budgeting, resourcefulness, and the value of a dollar. So would I do it again? Maybe not. But it was definitely an experience worth sharing, and who knows? Maybe it'll inspire you to take on your own crazy challenge. Good luck. Day one. The start of a new journey, a fresh beginning. The sun peeks through the curtains, casting a warm glow over the room. The alarm clock buzzes, signaling the dawn of a new day filled with endless possibilities. Woke up feeling like a champion, the kind of morning where you feel invincible, ready to take on the world. I stretched, smiled, and got out of bed with a sense of purpose, ready to conquer this $5 life. Opened my wallet, reality hit. A few crumpled bills stared back at me, a stark reminder of the challenge ahead. But hey, optimism is key, right? Okay, first things first, breakfast, the most important meal of the day. I headed to the kitchen, determined to make the best of what I had. No avocado toast for this guy. Oatmeal it is, a humble bowl of oats adorned with a sad face made of berries. It might not be fancy, but it's fuel for the day. Plain, hearty, and cheap as, well, you know. It's not about the extravagance, it's about sustenance. A simple meal to kickstart the day. Lunch was even more glamorous. Leftover spaghetti from my pre-challenge feast. It's amazing how something so simple can feel so satisfying when you're on a budget. Felt like a king with a plate of cold spaghetti, but a king nonetheless. Sometimes it's the little things that bring the most joy. A king with a dwindling food supply. The fridge and pantry were nearly empty, a sobering sight. But it's all part of the challenge, right? But hey, at least I had a plan, a strategy to navigate this $5 life. I jotted down ideas, made lists, and mapped out my days. Budgeting apps are a lifesaver, people. Seriously, download one. They help you track every penny, making sure you stay on top of your finances. It's like having a personal accountant, but way less judgmental. With a budgeting app, you can manage your money with ease and confidence. It's a game changer, especially when every dollar counts. And so, with oatmeal in my belly and a plan in my pocket, I stepped outside. The world felt full of promise, and I was ready to embrace it. Optimism, after all, is the best companion on any journey. Throughout the day, I found joy in the simplest moments, sharing a laugh with friends, enjoying a meal together, and appreciating the little things that make life beautiful. As the sun set, I reflected on the day. It wasn't about the money, it was about the mindset. Oatmeal and optimism, a combination that can turn any challenge into an adventure. With a heart full of gratitude and a mindset on the possibilities of tomorrow, I prepared for bed. Day one was a success, and I was ready for whatever came next. Under the starry night sky, I drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures that awaited. Because with a little bit of optimism, even the simplest days can be extraordinary. Tuesday rolled around, and it was time to face the week head-on. The sun was just peeking through the blinds as I dragged myself out of bed, already feeling the pangs of hunger gnawing at my stomach. My fridge was a barren wasteland, a stark reminder of my dwindling supplies. I needed to get creative if I wanted to make it through the week without breaking the bank. Remember Steve, the frugal dude? Turns out he's also a master of the grocery store discount rack. He once told me, "The key to surviving on a budget is knowing where to look and when to shop." Armed with his wisdom and a fistful of coupons, I ventured into the grocery store with a mission. I scoured the aisles, hunting for those elusive yellow tags that signaled a deal. Day-old bread? Check. Almost expired veggies? Double check. It was like a treasure hunt, and I was determined to come out victorious. Don't judge. It's all about resourcefulness. I felt a sense of pride as I loaded my cart with discounted goodies. It wasn't just about saving money, it was about making the most of what I had. Dinner that night was a culinary masterpiece, I use that term loosely, of lentil soup. I chopped up the veggies, tossed them into a pot with some lentils, and let it simmer. The aroma filled the kitchen, and for a moment I felt like a gourmet chef. Cheap, filling, and surprisingly delicious. Each spoonful was a testament to my newfound frugality and creativity. Who knew that a few simple ingredients could come together to create something so satisfying? Who knew you could make something so fancy on a budget? It was a reminder that sometimes the best meals aren't the ones that cost a fortune, but the ones made with a little ingenuity and a lot of heart. Hump day. Needed to get my mind off my growling stomach. Exercise is free, right? Decided to hike this cool trail near my place. Bonus fresh air and stunning views. Who needs a fancy gym membership? Got back home starving, but my wallet was feeling lighter than my mood. Good thing I had some leftover lentils and a can of chickpeas. Homemade hummus time. It's surprisingly easy to make and way cheaper and tastier than store-bought. Thursday, and I was starting to miss the finer things in life, like, going out. But then I remembered, libraries exist. Free books, movies, and air conditioning. Sign me up. Spent the afternoon getting lost in a good book. Felt like $1 million, or at least $5 richer. Dinner was another round of lentil soup. Starting to think I should have invested in more spices. TGIF, but my wallet was singing the blues. Good thing New York City is full of free stuff to do. Hit up a museum with free admission on Fridays, got my culture fix and impressed some tourists with my vast and completely made-up art knowledge. On the way home, I passed by a street vendor selling hot dogs. The smell was intoxicating. For a split second, I considered the 5-finger discount. Just kidding, sort of. Saturday morning, and I was craving a bagel. A big doughy everything bagel with a smear of cream cheese. But my budget said peanut butter sandwich. Take it or leave it. Headed to Central Park to soak up some sun and people watch. Free entertainment at its finest. Plus, it's a great place to meet people. Maybe someone with a bagel they're willing to share? Section 8. Sunday. Reflection and ramen. Last day of the challenge. I made it, sort of. Okay, I may have cheated a little, don't tell Steve. But I learned a lot about myself this week, like, I have an unhealthy obsession with peanut butter, and I really need to invest in a spice rack. To celebrate my survival, I treated myself to a big bowl of ramen. It tasted like pure luxury. $5 ramen never tasted so good. Section 9. Lessons from the $5 line. So, what did I learn from my week of extreme budgeting? A lot, actually. For starters, I gained a newfound appreciation for the value of $1, and a newfound appreciation for my bank account. But more importantly, I realized that you don't need a ton of money to live a good life. Sure, it helps, but it's all about being resourceful, creative, and maybe a little bit shameless. Coupons, people. Section 10. Budgeting like a boss. Here's the thing. Budgeting doesn't have to be a drag. It's all about making smart choices and prioritizing what's important to you. Whether it's saving up for a dream vacation or just trying to make rent, every little bit counts. So download a budgeting app, clip those coupons, and get thrifty. You might be surprised at what you can achieve on a budget. Section 11. Live large on less. Listen, I'm not saying you have to live on $5 a day for the rest of your life, although if you do, please send me your tips. But I challenge you to try it for a week. You might just surprise yourself. And you'll definitely have some funny stories to tell. That's all the time I got, folks. Gotta go find a bagel.